Okay, so I heard a very specific question, which is what within the confines of the system, what can we do to solve the budget crisis? And this is a very, very important question because it's one that I give a slightly different answer to. I realize that there are systemic challenges. There are. Term limits, it's a big challenge. The control of special interests up there, it's a huge challenge. The nature of the process, another big challenge. But I think the question that we need to ask is not what are we going to complain about? Which systemic challenges are we going to say are terrible? But what are we going to expect from our leadership within the system as it is now? I think the system needs to be changed. Yes, I do. I am cautiously optimistic that in 2012 we'll have some what we have redistricting reform, and we've got other things going into place that will create a better system. I also would like to see term limits reform. But the question will be, in the meantime, what are we going to expect from our elected leadership within the confines of the system? Because that's what we have right now. I'll tell you what I think we should do. I think that we should, first of all, before we start collecting new taxes, which I agree, you've got to call it a spade a spade. These are taxes. If we are going to start collecting new taxes, we have to make sure that the existing tax debtors, that we are doing everything we can to make sure that we collect that revenue. A recent study indicated that within the city of Los Angeles, there is $500 million in uncollected taxes. I would like to see the appointment of a sheriff of sorts whose job was to make sure that we collect these unpaid taxes from the tax scofflaws. If you can imagine that it's $500 million within the city of Los Angeles, imagine how big that is in the state. And some of you might say, well, give me a figure, and the answer is I can't, because nobody knows how big that number is in the state. I also favor the appointment of a joint legislative committee that would have meaningful subpoena power to look into who is perpetrating fraud and abuse with taxpayer dollars, and look into ways to collect back taxes. I also favor creation of a rainy day fund, and I also favor 2-year budgets.